What are the modalities of sustaining a career? These are the things which we need to discuss. Because the essence of this meeting is to make everyone to be creative, productive, useful, resourceful, and responsible human being. Because this is the era of awakening. Many people are just here on earth. They don't even know the difference between the purpose and destiny. And some people are here, you are working, you know, you are being paid, maybe government job, which is not bad. However, you are fulfilling a purpose as a salaried person. Yes. You understand? Yes. Wow. As a salaried person, you are fulfilling a purpose. You are not fulfilling a destiny.
Hello viewers, welcome to Truth Market. Welcome to another version and episode of the Truth Market. And I hope you stay tuned because we're going to blow your mind again. I've come to enlighten you on certain life issues that you really have to know about. And that is the reason why we are here for you. Please stay tuned. I am Divine Susie. And I want to introduce a very special and important personality in our midst. And that is the person of the servant, D.U. Ifanacho. Highly welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, audience. You guys are welcome. Stay tuned.
Thank you. All right, I want to welcome also Bro Chedozie to the stage. You're highly welcome, sir.
Yes, thank you, Sister Susie, and also our viewers. And should stay tuned because the bomber package is about.
That's right.
Imagine when you have the servant and all this downloadable.
Exactly. So, great downloads we're going to be expecting today. Okay, without wasting much of our time, Sister Fulfillment is in the house. You're welcome.
Thank you, Sister Susie. Welcome our viewers. Today is also as special as all beings.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Thank you.
All right. Today we're going to digress a little, not really digressing, but we're going to touch a little aspect of human career. And our questions are going to be coming from that angle. We're going to be looking at career, we're going to be looking at education as it relates to destiny. So, sir, I want to come in this way. Going through the write-ups and the laws of truth, I want men to understand that when a person is expressing his career, he's eventually fulfilling destiny. And there are so many things made mention when choosing a career. You know, if it is because of money making, you get frustrated, you get bored, and all of that. But when you are doing it because there is a need to service life and all of that, you're eventually fulfilling destiny, and in that you find fulfillment. So I want to come in this way. And how do you relate career and destiny?
Okay, glory be to God. Career and destiny are interwoven, they are interrelated, they are twin brothers. Okay. When you're talking about career, you are at the same time talking about destiny. Just as we had once said, we have made people know that destiny is gotten from the word destination, or destination is gotten from the word destiny. Yes, when you are talking about your destiny, you're talking about where you are going to, you know, and to a large extent, human destiny is inexhaustible. Okay. Is inexhaustible in the sense that as soon as you find yourself in that positive platform of eternity, where you are born to express what you brought into this world from the other world, or God have destined you to do here on earth, then you find out that you do it, it's like a battle relay, because it's a continuum, you know, from generation to generation. But one thing I really want us to understand discussing this issue of destiny and career is just in relationship to what we have said, that life, truth is a constant. and destiny is also a constant. Then the 24th laws of truth say that truth is a constant. Increasing, changeable in quantity, but unchangeable in quality. In quality. So the quality of truth does not change, but the quantity of truth can change over time. So, and truth is infinite. So when you now go into that thing which is your career as your destiny, you have carved a niche into that brought into the world, linking you or making you to agree with nature. Then when you get lost into it, you continue expansively from year in, year out. Even at old age, your destiny is still not exhausted. That is the reason to bridge this gap and make someone to know that you are fulfilling a destiny or you have fulfilled a destiny. We say that the contentment is the beginning of spirituality. So any step you take in life, let there be fulfillment, let there be contentment. Then you live today, you do a work or a career as if you are going to live forever, and live as if you are going to die tomorrow. That is to say that everything at any point in time you are doing to express God as your destiny, what you brought into this world, must be brought to perfection at any point in time. So that if the life, which is a variable, expires, then you are good to go. You know, we have defined life. We say that life is a time frame. The day you came into this earth and the day you left into the earth. The birthday and the death day. That is the expression of life. That's what we're saying, that life is a variable, but truth is a constant. Then we say that life is a variable and getting things right is a constant. So if you want to immortalize yourself, learn how to get things right. So when you start getting things right in fulfillment of your destiny, you are immortalizing your life because you are not going to die. Because what you are going to bring into this world, expressing yourself as your destiny, is going to be done to perfection, to the standard of God, lacking nothing. So expansively, then you find out that even after you shall have left this earth in human flesh, that which you have gotten right to perfection will continue speaking. Therefore, and it is traceable to you, you know, then that means you are immortalized. Giving you an example of a car. The person who manufactured car had died. But because automobile was done to perfection, expansively different varieties of cars is coming. The person is gone, but because he got things right, then the product which he brought into this world is still speaking. So that's what we meant, that life is a variable and truth is a constant. But getting things right is a constant. So for you now to immortalize the life in which you are living in, so that whether you are dead or alive, your existence is still speaking expansively, then you must make sure that whatever you do here on earth must be brought to perfection. Then those that have lived like religious people who never attain perfection in their acting or whatever they do, then you find out that as soon as they die, because they have never done anything to perfection, as soon as they die, they are being forgotten. I think the electricity was manufactured by Michael Faraday. The Michael Faraday was not immortal, he died. But the things which he created, because it was built on principle of nature and done to perfection, Michael Faraday, plus or minus, is still living.
Yes.
Because of the electricity which he manufactured. So as we are discussing career, we're not discussing it from the religious perspective.
Okay.
We are using it to teach humanity the need of making sure that whatever you do here in the physical world must be brought to perfection. Because it doesn't matter, we don't ask how far, but how well. You understand? So when you're talking about career, stroke destiny, you begin to see that they are interwoven. So your destiny is that things which you came into the world that is peculiar and unique to you, which we said also that there is difference between fulfilling a destiny and fulfilling a purpose. When you are fulfilling a destiny, you are doing something that have never been done on the face of the earth. Through the power of antithesis, synthesis, antithesis, thesis, and synthesis. That is a situation where you use the known to conquer the unknown. In the time of thesis, you are looking at the things that have already been created. In the time of antithesis, you are improving upon the things that have already been created based on your analytical point of view to life. You begin now to question, this thing, suppose if they had added this thing this way, they would have done this way, then that is antithesis. You know, a healthy judgment or analysis of something. Then after that, then you come at synthesis. Synthesis is bringing the antithesis and the synthesis to bring out things that is originally coming out from you that have never been into existence. So upon this now, you're fulfilling a destiny. Because you're creating something which has never been created. Now, but that is not where we really want to go. But I needed to have asked a question, which I must, but that should not be widened. When you look at this thing critically, you find out that 99% of people living in the world, nobody is fulfilling a destiny.
They are all fulfilling purposes.
Then they are fulfilling a purpose. And that purpose which someone is fulfilling is a situation where someone who have created something that have never existed, then you come and become a distributor, a marketer, yes. Then that means you are fulfilling a purpose. Okay?
Yes.
Then this is how it is. Then when you're talking about having gotten this understanding, I know that fulfilling a destiny is more important than fulfilling a purpose. However, because no man is an island, as you are fulfilling a destiny, you are as well fulfilling a purpose. Because let's take it this way. This is me now talking in the YouTube. I am helping the person who have the YouTube to show the importance of YouTube and to market it. Yet, I am still expressing my own destiny. Is that okay? So it is interrelated. One thing, we're now telling people to have these two. It is to fulfill destiny first, then in the course of fulfilling your destiny, you are at the same time fulfilling our purpose. You know? Right. So now relating it to career, then what is career? Let's take it from this dictionary way. Career, breaking it down, means what you care for, or someone who is interested in something. That is career, care. That word C-A-R-E is care. E-R is the noun of a person who is interested in a particular thing, something you care for here in the physical world. Then you get the word career.
Great.
Did you get it?
Exactly.
Career, something you care for. Then if you find out something you care for, that's why I'm telling you that destiny and career are interwoven. If you get something you really care for, that's something of your great interest, which day in, day out, you sleep, wake up, and all that into that, then that becomes your career. Then when you get into that career, fulfilling a destiny, then what are the modalities of finding a career? What are the modalities of sustaining a career? These are the things which we need to discuss. Because the essence of this meeting is to make everyone to be creative, productive, useful, resourceful, and responsible human being. Because this is the era of awakening. Many people are just here on earth. They don't even know the difference between the purpose and destiny. And some people are here, you are working, you know, you are being paid, maybe government job, which is not bad. However, you are fulfilling a purpose as a salaried person. Yes. You understand? Yes. Wow. As a salaried person, you are fulfilling a purpose. You are not fulfilling a destiny.
Okay, for example.
Yeah, okay.
You know, when we talk about career,
yes,
it is academically related. A lot of people go to school to study a particular course that will enable them to practice a particular career. Now, in a situation whereby somebody, let's say a medical doctor, after finishing his school, and he, as a doctor, is practicing it. So are we saying that he is fulfilling purpose and not destiny?
Yes. A medical doctor is fulfilling a purpose to a large extent. Okay. Why are you fulfilling a purpose? One, the textbook he used in university was not written by him. Okay. The stethoscope and all the things he's using was not manufactured by him. Okay. Is that okay? The drug he's administering was not manufactured by him. The operation that he really is doing, he learned it from someone. Okay. There was someone who first initiated that operation. So to a large extent, being a medical doctor and being paid for being a medical doctor is fulfilling a purpose, because there are people who created that platform. But if you are talking somebody like Ben Carson, you know, who was able to divide two twins that were born together, I don't know how the terms they call it, you find out that he did something that have never been done before.
In the medical field.
In a medical field. You understand? Okay. Then that is where you now see a destiny springing out. Because a destiny is more or less like expression of who you are, not what you are. Wow. But a medical doctor who is now doing operation based on the things he learns through knowledge, without understanding, yes, with true knowledge, without having authority, as in this is my discovery, you know, then that means he is what? Fulfilling a purpose. Okay. You get the point?
I get
what we're discussing is a spiritual things, and it is the spirit that controls the physical. Okay. So when you begin to go into academics, you are going to fail woefully, and I will beat you hands down.
Okay, but how can now he use his career to fulfill destiny?
Yes, that's very important now. When you now, you're a medical doctor, and there are challenges. A medical doctor, a pharmacologist are the people who manufacture drugs, right? Yes. Okay? Now, a medical doctor now, who now find out that maybe prostate cancer is killing a lot of people. High blood pressure is killing a lot of people, as we have found a cure for high blood pressure. Is that okay? And you now go into intuition, you know, meditation, which I have told you, we have spoken that the word medication is gotten from the word meditation.
Wow.
Medication is gotten from the word meditation. So if that medical doctor wants to fulfill a destiny, to do something differently that have never been done, he can, in a quiet time, get connected to truths. When he gets connected to truth, which is the eye of eternity, and a door and a portal through which you see the unseen in the seen, and get connected to the invisible world, when he gets connected to the invisible world, then those things that are humanly impossible, then God will be there, the Spirit of God, which is the Spirit of truth, will be able now to reveal to him so many things that are solutions to life that have defies medical, the contemporary medical solution. Then he will be able to go beyond extra mile to discover what have not been, calling what is not into being. Then he become a medical doctor, which is fulfilling his destiny among all the medical doctors who are fulfilling a purpose. That's what we said, that one-on-one of success. That a genius is a person who make 101 step. That is to say, when people discover something, you know, then it is 101 because they have never existed. The one which they are known and used to, like medical doctor you are talking about, is already in the 100%, so long as it is solving problem. Now, at that point it is a 100%, then a medical doctor who is fulfilling a purpose now, a destiny. Okay, all the medical doctors who are fulfilling a purpose, they will be running around that 100% discovery of how to do this, study, pass exam, then go to a field, do practical anatomy. After the anatomy, go and perform surgery and all that and all that. It's just revolving within that 100% that has already been discovered. Then he is going to be a genius who is fulfilling a destiny. When he now make 104th step, that is 101. Now the generation has started again. Then upon that generation started, he make 101, right? He added 1 to 100. Yes. Now every other person will begin now to clamor and expand on fulfilling the purpose. Continue from 101, 102, 103 to 80, 180, 190, 199, then to 100. 200. Yeah, that is 200 now. We come back again to 100. Now, the people continue running around till another genius is born. So now, if we develop this thing and people understand the difference between fulfilling a purpose and fulfilling a destiny and a career and destiny, then everybody will now know where you belong. But the paramount is that everybody must be making 101 steps. You remember we were saying that the problem of the world is too infinitesimal. But why people have been stagnant in life is because religion does not want to identify science into spirituality. And those that are dealing with physical science don't want to identify with spiritual scientists. They only deal with matter. So what we are doing now in the embassy of the New Jerusalem, one, to sack religion out of human existence. They are going. Is that okay? Yes. Because they are confusion. Okay. They do with guesswork. Nothing is practical or real in them. Then when we push them out, then we now bring spirituality. We now bring science into spirituality. Spirituality is science beyond matter and material. Then we now call physical scientists who deal with matters and link them to the spiritual world. So that whatever you are doing as a physical scientist, you will also acknowledge the spirit, which is the power that be. And that spirit was only explained scientifically by our Lord Jesus Christ. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Know the truth, and truth shall set you free. Seek for the laws for the spirit of truth, which will reveal to you everything that is to come. So why the physical scientists are now stuck?
Because of
Thank you. They have not delved into the unknown. Okay. That many people who are physical scientists thriving to a large extent are the occult people who use negative forces to steal something from the spiritual world and bring it here. That is the reason why you see today that horror movies, negative movies, and the war, manufacturing of things that is toxic and destructions of human beings is the thing that is thriving in the society, because those people who are physical scientists, they don't have morality. They are attached to it, which will tell them that whatever you want to manufacture, must be for the good of humanity and for the service of humanity. You get the point? Okay, so now, this is it. When we take religion away from human existence, they stop deceiving people. Now, we now bring spirituality into spirituality. When we bring science into spirituality, now we call the people who are physical scientists, they are doing handsomely well. And now tell them, acknowledge the power that be. Let's link you to the spirit where it is infinite. So you find out that everything will be done to perfection, and everyone existing in the physical world will be able to fulfill a destiny. And if there are 1 million people alone, let me talk about Nigeria or in Africa, that have fulfilled their destiny, just like we hit the internet by saying that there is no 100 Christians in the world. So if there is 1 million people who have fulfilled their destiny in Africa, that means there are 100 solutions to problems. Now you find out that the African problem is not up to 100.
Powerful.
I think this is a very big challenge, because it's not here to tell them.
Yes, it's not yet, but we are now here to plant that seed,
Exactly.
to expand,
Yes.
so that you shouldn't live in a mediocrity,
Yes.
or a mediocre life, and just settling for nothing, going to church, clapping hand, and saying everything is okay, glory be to God. You go to school, you graduate, you get a house, you give birth to children, your children study in Harvard, then you die, you go. You say a fulfilled life. So this is it.
You are so explicit. Because there are many things I've learned, especially from the definition of career.
Yes.
I get what I'm
Yes,
saying.
what you care for.
Careful. And even trying to relate it with destiny. You can be in career and at the same time discover your destiny.
Yes.
At the same time. So, and two, fulfilling a destiny and fulfilling a purpose.
Yeah.
You can be fulfilling a purpose and get into your destiny.
Yeah.
So you see the interwove or the growth contemporaneously.
Yes.
Now I want to come in this way, because there has been this religious sayings, in songs, in this, changing my destiny, this is the destiny. Because in churches you see people singing it. God change my destiny. Change my destiny. If not because the embassy of New Jerusalem has been doing wonderful things in the way truth is being explained, we would have a hand suspended in this issue. So is it possible for God to change someone's destiny?
Yes.
Two, use the automobile industry, where I heard you talking about a relay, a battery relay. Maybe like these people that manufactured cars. And somebody come back again, and you see the generation continuing in the same automobile industry. How do you marry this? Are they still fulfilling? Can destiny be transferred? Is it transferable?
Is it a continuum?
Or is it a continuum? So I want you to address this to one.
The song, Change of My Destiny. Yes, the answer is yes and no at the same time, because these people, they are right by singing, God changed my destiny. You understand? But they don't know, they don't get understanding that they are making confession. You understand? Yes, religion has cloned them and given them a punishment, a destiny. They have lost their destiny. And that life which they are living, they assume it to be their destiny. So we have to look beyond what they are saying and see what prompted that saying. Now, change my destiny in this thing, this religion I'm into. You get what I'm trying to say?
Wow.
I need a way of escape. So, Father, I need you to, just like a man in the pool of Bethesda for 38 years. So if such song is being sung by him, is he wrong? It's not wrong, because he has been there for 38 years. Nobody. So Jesus has to come and say, carry your mat and go. Stop waiting for the angel to stir the pool. You can go. Now, many people are in religion waiting for the second coming of Jesus. And we are enjoying the coming of Jesus. Many people are there waiting for this heaven to come. And they are in hell. And we are enjoying heaven here on earth. So why won't such a person sing such song? Even though he doesn't understand it.
I hope. Because I know they don't, this thing you are saying.
Yes, they don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So they are right. The spirit that prompted to them. Now they are in prison. You need to change their focus. They are in the pool of Bethesda. For a number of years they repented and gave themselves to Christ or whatever the altar call and all these nonsenses.
Okay. But what they actually had in mind is maybe somebody is wallowing in shadow of poverty.
Yeah.
Nothing is working.
That is still now.
So
that's a trap. Are you poor? Are you poor? Is there any New Jerusalemites? Is there any Christian that is poor? The answer is no. Matthew 20:27. Let the greatest among you become a solution. So what is it saying? So that is the song. You know, you can be, but if you have really, that's what we say, contentment is the beginning of spirituality. So if you're a spiritual person and you have found your destiny, why are you wishing to be like another person? You don't wish to be like any other person because you are contented in where you are, and there is no 99 God. So if I'm in my own territory and have carved a niche for my own destiny, if I'm a medical doctor, what is my concern of you being a pilot? You understand? All right. So that things wish. That's what we said in one of our teaching. We said that election is competition is of Satan. Because in a situation where you are competing with 30 people, are you there for a particular post, maybe to be a president or a governor or that, then if 30 of you are competing for a particular position, is that okay? 30 of you, one person must win that.
Definitely.
Then if that is a career, now one person now win, that means 99 of them, 29 of them, what will happen to them? That means they have lost their destiny, their purpose in life. So to a large extent, in a city of the saints, as we are building in the New Jerusalem, there will be nothing like election. What we do is selection. That's why we are using the principle from each according to his ability and to each according to his need. So you know what you can do. You go into that. There is no competition in destiny. But when you now come in a confused society, then there comes a competition. You understand? You want to take somebody's destiny for what? You know, now I want to be a governor. And I'm not trained for that or called to do that. Then if I become that, what do you think I can do? I can't source my information from God. I will just be rattling. Yes. You know, they're in confusion. And those people whom I refuse not to hold that post, what do you think they have done? Have destroyed their own destiny as well. You understand? So if this is a very vital topic as far as I'm concerned, because if everybody now begin now to understand that what you just have to do here is to find your destiny, then when you find your destiny first, as you're fulfilling your destiny, you are fulfilling a purpose at the same time, and that becomes what you care for, which is your career, and you continue going that way.
Okay, in that
so God changed my destiny. You understand? Allow them to be singing to that and show them part of this message. Wow. And tell them that yes, you are right, but this is the way. So that. Your second question was what?
But can destiny be a continuous?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. We have taught it severally. We say that whatever you are doing in this physical world, bring it to perfection. Because Jesus said in the book of Matthew chapter 22, that when we die, we'll be like the angels. There will be no marriage there. So whatever you are doing, religion has done much to humanity. Whatever you are doing into, religion say nobody can be perfect. You know? Now, whatever perfection is what you owe God in this earth. Okay, I continue this way. Whatever you are doing in this physical world, if you don't bring it into perfection, to the standard of God, to the standard of heaven, to fulfill Matthew 6:10, Father, let your will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Now, fine. When you die, you are going to die an imperfect person. When you die as an imperfect person, God cannot send you an errand into this physical world as an angel. Because when you were living in this physical world, you live haphazardly, you know, haphazardly. There is nothing you did here that you brought to conclusion. So automatically, by you not fulfilling your destiny in the physical world, you'll be thrown into hell as a worker of iniquity, as one who existed in imperfection. So you all...
It shocked me.
It's scary. For most of us who are still alive.
Yes.
So what you are trying to tell us is that anything that you didn't bring into perfection, as far as we're existing, hell is straight.
Hell, you're going to hell. Jesus said, be thou perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. And in Matthew chapter 6 verse 10, he said, let your will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. If religion does not go, humanity can never be saved. And that's what we came to attack. Now, when you bring something to perfection, I'm talking about that battery relay and continuity, which I said, life is a variable, but getting things right is a constant. Now, when you get something to the perfection of heaven, when you die, this body is no longer there, but your spirit lives on. Yes. So God will now tell you, okay, are you an engineer or a shoemaker? Go through telepathy and pass information to someone who is dedicated to getting shoemaking right. Tell him where you stopped. That's the spirit of truth. Tell him who will continue to lead. Do you think all these questions we are answering, there is no question you ask in the world we can't give you answer? We are fulfilling the book of Luke chapter 12 verse 12 and John chapter 16 verse 13. Howbeit, when the spirit of truth comes, it will lead you to all truth. In the book of John chapter 14 verse 16 and 26, he said, I will remind you of the things, I will send a helper who will remind you of the things you have forgotten. Yes. I taught you. Now, it says in the book of Luke chapter 12 verse 12 that immediately they call you into anywhere. Don't bother what to say. At that very hour, what to say will come to you. Now, those people who died as saints, as perfect people, as Christians, who lived a fulfilled life, then where do you think, what do you think they will be doing in heaven? They just go there and relax. In the morning they say bring tea and fly from that. And when life is a continuity? No. Those things which you brought to perfection where you were here on earth, people are going to continue from it. And while they are continuing from it, what are you going to tell them? Then God Almighty will send you. Go and tell this person. So the things which I'm speaking is not of my own. It's not by human effort I'm explaining all these mysteries. My Father is by me. Jesus. I'm continuing where he stopped. He said greater work than shall we do. Because he goes to his Father. And where I am, you will be. So he's standing with me now, communicating to me. That's why no question on earth you ask about God, I will not give you answer. But it is not because I am too intelligent by human rating, but because I have someone who is. Now, religion is evil. You know, that is the reason why the pagans are worshiping their ancestors. They are worshiping their ancestors because when they do libation, they consult the dead, necromancy. They consult the dead because they believe that their ancestor, there is something they needed to tell them. But their ancestor did not live a perfect life. Now, all these general overseers that are dying as an imperfect people, before a person could mount pulpit and say 1, 2 or 3 words, he say blessed memory. It's an idolatry. is what? An idolatry. You are worshiping the dead. Blessed memory of what? There is no foundation that will be laid except the one laid by our Lord Jesus Christ. So the blessed memory should be the truth, which is the word of God. Now, when the people in the pagan world, that's why they are thriving. All these witch doctors, they will go to the graveyard, consult their ancestors, do libation, join their frequency with the frequency of the ancestor. The ancestor will tell them where they keep the gold, where they kept this, where they kept that, before they died. Yes. Is that okay? Yes. All right. Igbo people call it Ibafa. You understand? Yes. Now you go to make inquiry with your ancestors. Today, truth is our ancestor. Jesus is our ancestor. But no religious leader have allowed us to access Jesus Christ without pulpit, have allowed us to access Jesus Christ without a seed sowing, have allowed us to access Jesus Christ without nonsense, fasting, midnight prayer, and all the gyration and noise, which Jesus was when he was alive. He says in book of Matthew chapter 15, verse 6 to 8, that you people have used the doctrines of the church to make the word of God of no effect. In the book of Matthew chapter 23, verse 13, he says, you hypocrites, you have traveled miles, collected the key of the kingdom. You are not going in, and you don't want people who wants to go to get in there. So, whom do we consult as Christians? Now they begin to tell you, Holy Spirit is this is nonsense. You understand? Yeah. So it is time for we now to realize, bringing science into spirituality, why the people in the pagan are consulting their ancestors who died in perfect life. We now begin to consult the spirit of the Jesus Christ. You understand? And Holy Spirit and the angels, standing angels that have not fallen. Send them an errand, ask them questions, they will give us a message. What do you think is the duty of Gabriel as one of the angels of God? Gabriel is a messenger of God. You know? So that is it. So when you are living here on earth, you owe yourself perfection to make sure that you live your destiny here in the physical world. Otherwise, if you die in confusion, heaven will vomit you. They will not accept you. I'm talking to every of you now, and to people that are listening. Everything you're just doing is just half done, half-hazardly. There is nothing you pay attention to bring to perfection. When you die, what are you going to do? We say that the burden of success is what else to do after you shall have succeeded. The burden of success is what else to do after you shall have succeeded. Now you are looking for money. When you get the money, what are you going to do with the money? The answer is you get shocked and confused. Until you have a destiny you are fulfilling, that is the only way. When you get money, money becomes residual, a means to an end, not an end itself. That's why we are living above money. Is that okay? That is also how it is. That the burden of death is what else to do after you shall have died.
Which when it boils down to destiny.
Yes. So, you understand? Unfulfilled destinies. So when you now die, what are you going to do as somebody who have lived here on earth? And what report are you going to give God to continue with him? Is that okay? So that is the burden now of death. When the people confuse people, when somebody die untimely and in confusion, he say, may his soul rest in peace. Why should you, how can you rest when you were restless here in the physical world?
I began to reject this world. Really, I found the new
then you die now. You are restless in this world. You die. You become what? You say rest in peace. How do you rest? How do you rest? Let me tell you more things you need to understand. When you bring a bucket of beans or grains and put it inside the water, what happens?
It rises.
No.
Some that is not this thing will pop up.
Some that doesn't have this thing will come on the surface. Then the other one that has weight and have a very content will do what? It will rest.
Jesus.
So an empty man cannot rest after death.
See analogy.
Yes.
Those ones that are healthy.
You'll be suspended.
Jesus Christ.
Those that knows what they did when they were here in the physical world, they were
They're
rest.
the one that will rest.
Yes.
Mighty. The world needs to
I
hear
said it's
this.
very, very scary when the servant made this statement.
Don't mind them. Let them continue pursuing
a
on.
life that is not fulfilled.
Look,
Heaven is not even
heaven will vomit you.
That's why
like
said life is
a plate is
continuity.
rejected.
Continuity. Whatever happens.
So are you there? Yeah. So when you manufacture a watch, and to perfection, using a square truth to lay a foundation, when you die, you come and inspire people. All these people that are smoking Igbo and all that, it's the dead people from the graveyard that are coming to inspire them. We discussed it on how to stop alcohol. If somebody died as a drunkard, when he goes to graveyard and he wants to drink, he will come and possess someone who is living. And follow that, the body will follow that person to that, to the joint. You drink a bottle of, a crate of beer, which is 12, one person. But you can't drink ever water, 2 bottles.
Possible.
It depends on the number of demons that follow you from the graveyards to beer parlor. As you are drinking, they are drinking. Are you listening to me? So that is how they continue their life. If you die a prostitute, when you go there, you become a spiritual wife to people who are empty here in the physical world. Because when that sexual urge comes to you in the graveyard, you come and begin to look for a body to possess. When you see a body to possess, you enter inside the body and push. Look at a lesbian or a gay smoker come in a city. It will not take him 3 days. He make a friend. Yes. How do they get connected? It is the demon that is in them that is connecting them to one another. You think that all this marriage that is souring is what? Your father is a witch doctor. Died as a witch doctor. He will hand you over spiritually to someone who is a drunkard. And that person, when you get married to the person, you are clapping hand in the church. You see him, you go and marry him. You don't know it is your father that wedded 2 of you, who died years ago. And when you get, you beat you black and blue. You start running to pulpit. Mad people. You know? So what is going in the other world is 1 million times beyond what is going in the physical world. But people don't want to listen so that they will gain lessons. So a smoker comes here, a lesbian comes in a city. He will not take him. He know what to do. Or he might not even know. A demon from graveyard will connect them there. That's why it's not easy. If you say, is there any gentleman that smokes cigarette? If you say you are a gentleman, stop alcohol without coming to the embassy of the New Jerusalem or receiving the spirit of truth, who will be able to fence them out when they are coming from the graveyard to force you to drink. They say, no, get out. So you must have a spirit to fight a spirit. You know?
It happened to me now when I encountered you.
Oh, when you encountered me, right?
Yeah,
okay.
After the analysis.
Okay.
Then,
you know how to, you were doing like this now.
I smoke, I drink.
Okay. It's a normal thing. It's a norm.
It's a norm. So immediately I encountered you.
Yeah.
I didn't know how everything went down.
You see?
And that was the end.
That was the end.
Honestly.
You know, the urge goes. Because you can't stay close to me and still be smoking, even in a hidden agenda. It's not possible. Because there are spirits working with me, which is going to fence off that one.
In fact, this understanding you gave me, you know, that's why he said in the embassy of India, explain truth is so important.
Yeah.
It was when the servant gave me this explanation, just like what he's saying now, how the spiritual drunkards come into influence me. And he also told me the benefits and the physical damages it could cause to my system. And that analysis of organization and the system.
Yeah.
After I went back home and took a deep thought of that was the end.
Okay.
And I said, God, this is what I've been looking for.
Explain truth, simplify truth. It's not found anywhere. So you people should prepare well when you want to come to the stage, so that you ask questions.
Yes.
So okay. Go on.
Okay. The question I wanted to ask, you know,
okay.
I have two questions for now. You said something that some persons, when it comes to destiny,
So
there's
hold on, yeah, hold on. Can't you see that now? We say this someday. God is more powerful than Satan, but Satan is more popular than God. Demon is inspiring people to discover things to destroy people the more. Go to internet, go to cartoon, go to literature, go to everything. You find out that those people who are dead in the spiritual world are flooding the earth, populating evil in the society, negative things in the society. But Christians are just there talking nonsense.
You know, when I got, my eyes got open. You know, that's always my prayer. This time you come to the stage,
yeah.
preach. I know something new, a new bread is coming to help most of us who are interested.
Yeah.
So you said something that earth is the only place beings are existing. Everybody, all the beings that have been created want to flood them into earth.
They want to market their product, their idea, their evil and all that. So but there is no living saint in the physical world. Roman paganism have told people, and so many people have been telling you that you can only be a saint when you die. But go to the book of Philippians chapter 1 and Ephesians chapter 1. When you read there, it says, greetings to all the saints in Ephesus. So the saints are meant to be alive. The livings. You know? So we have to begin now to like many of us that are here now as New Jerusalemites, if we die, we continue. New Jerusalem has come to stay. It's a movement. You know, nobody can stop it as long as earth lives. The zeal of the Lord continue perfecting it, because all what we do is built on a square truth. So when we leave, I told you someday, we can still go and let's visit the earth. We come. We begin to look around to see Melchizedek. What do you think Melchizedek is? Who do you think he is? A man without father, without mother. He materialized in the book of Hebrews chapter 7. Materialized in the physical world. Now, the noise of the societies and the ripple effect and the multiple effects of the dead in errors, you know, have strangulated and they choke the saints that they can no longer manifest in the physical world. Yes, they can't manifest anymore in the physical world. What you just seen is demon, mami water, marine power, and all that, and your ancestor whom you saw in a beer parlor or saw entering inside a shrine. You just come, he disappeared. Glory be to God. Okay, let's see your question.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you were talking, you were saying something.
But this is understood.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So you say no competition in destiny.
Yeah.
So now I want to ask, that's the first question. Since there is no competition in destiny, is there anything like identical destiny that's complementary destiny? Okay. Let's say, yes, no competition. But can two people have identical destiny? Because I've heard a lot of people say, my destined partner, my destined man, my destined woman. So is there anything like identical destinies?
What you just have to say, what is written in the book of Romans chapter 8, the strong shall support the weak.
Okay.
So you people are complementary, not identical. Then this is now grammar they are trying to bring into this thing. But let us look at the practicality. Is there any person, your thumbprint and his own thumbprint is identical?
Not at all.
You see, grammar is now failing. Is that okay? Yes. Because if you read the book of John chapter 1 verse 9, he said this is the light that touches every being that comes into this physical world. So as one is coming into this physical world, you are being stamped into the world. Yes, you have your particulars that this is what you came to do, this is what you came to do. As you're passing the portal, you know, that's why if somebody will still want to die in error, he begins to see the dead people. Because these people are now preparing that we are going to welcome these people on so day. So the day you are going to die, at the portal, immediately you breathe in, your ancestor will come and tell you, can I come here? And he will take you to the where they are. If you died an imperfect life. You understand? So that is how when you are coming into this world, you are a full-fledged being. But when you come into this world, you lose your memory, so to say.
Okay, of what?
Of where you are coming from.
Okay.
Come as a child.
Yes, you know?
Where are you speaking from?
You understand? So when you are conscious, that's why many families are barren. Because children do not go in a place where there is trouble. They are so sensitive, wiser than the parents before they came into the world. They don't go into a polluted and dirty environment. So that's why it is so easy to go to marine power and receive a child who will torment you. Then you begin to hear Obanja. Because they are the people that can come in a dirty environment to cause the parents to cry. But a special species, before they come into this world, they look for where they are going to be. You understand? So now, talking about identical destiny, there is no identical destiny. They are complementary to one another. You understand? With this place you are weak, I am strong here. Just like car manufacturer to a large extent, or people that are manufacturing aeroplane, it's not this company that manufacture engine, manufacture tire. You know, all those accessories, the components, is being manufactured by different components. Then when you now want to produce a car, you assemble, bring things. But there are certain things that is peculiar to Toyota, which Toyota is the origin. Then all other ones is bringing it from other people. Toyota does not manufacture headlamp. You understand? Yes. They can get headlamp from other people. That is how life's supposed to be. You understand? So those people you are now struggling grammatically to bring identical destiny. You understand? It's complementary destiny, if that should be the case. Where one is living his destiny and another one is fulfilling a purpose. And another one is living a destiny and another one is fulfilling a purpose.
So far they are running concurrently.
Yes, so they continue running concurrently.
So not that you people are created to do the same thing.
You people come together. And two captains cannot be in a ship. You can't serve God and Mammon at the same time, according to the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. You get the point? Right. So when we now, two of us come now, then we begin to do things. Like my wife, she cannot do what I'm doing because she can't think for me. You understand? She can't think for me. So that is it. And I can't think for her. But we can now say, okay, these are the things to do. Then she will be doing this, I will be doing this. It begin to complement mine. And just like say, I showed you of a car manufacturer. A tailor who is sewing a clothes might be sewing clothes in a very different fashion as fulfilling a destiny. But he's not the one who manufactured thread. He's not the one who manufactured the clothes. You know, but the intellectual property belongs to her. And the ability to join them, assemble them together, belongs to her.
Great.
So please, I want to comment.
Let's finish with her. Or you are running out of questions?
No, I have questions.
Okay. Okay. But is it? Do you understand it? So there is no identical destiny.
Okay.
It's complementary destiny. I think we have to correct that.
Yes, mine is majorly for people listening to us.
Yeah.
Somebody might see someone be asking, how do I know I'm in my destiny?
Okay.
This thing I'm doing, I'm in line or is line in line with my destiny. How do I know?
Okay. Now, we said in our teaching, we said, will your will to the will of God, and God will will you to a destiny. You understand? So the first thing before you begin to look for your destiny is to know who you are. And by the knowledge of who you are, knowing who God is, you fulfill Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Seek you first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and every other thing shall be added unto you. So the practical expression of your destiny in the physical world, you are dealing with what, not with who. Who is invisible? Then what is physical? You understand? So now, you wouldn't say that, okay, this is my destiny until you find who you are. When you find who you are, then from there you now get a measure of the things which you do in this physical world that have consumed your time, that you enjoy doing, that you are trained in, that you have interest as a carer, that is career. Then you have interest in it, then you carve that niche and develop infinitely in it. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the first thing you have to do, the destiny of everybody is supposed even to be same to a large extent.
To be
To be in a uniform, so to say. I will explain to you.
okay.
Immediately you attain perfection or discover who you are, you find out that who you are is who God is. So now, when your destiny is supposed to be think good, speak good, and do good. Now I'm going to the correction I made sometimes. Your temperament is supposed to be think good, speak good, and do good. So in whatever you find your hand doing in the physical world, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Do it with all your might, with all your spirit, and with all your soul. So if your mother is a tailor, and you find yourself in a tailoring family, and you give it your best, you understand, and begin to improve upon your mother's textile expertise, then that becomes your destiny. There is nothing wrong about that. So long as you grow on that, enjoy doing it, and do it differently. You know, the confusion societies are suffering is because your father can be a carpenter. Yeah? When your father become a carpenter, you go and study sociology in university. He used money he spent in carpentry, he got in carpentry work to train you as a sociologist. Then when you finish and graduate as a sociologist, you become chamber in the society. But to a large extent, if education and career should be done the way we are talking about, regarding the destiny you are saying, if your papa is a carpenter, go and study something that has to do with carpentry work. So that where your father stopped, at least in the physical, before he died, then you continue there. Your children continue there. Before you know, so many things will pop out through that lineage, then it becomes.
That's exactly what the banks do.
You understand?
That's what they do.
Are you getting what I'm trying to say? But somebody will be a transporter, raise the children, and the person will go and become a footballer.
And nobody will even come into
When the father dies, the whole effort for 30 years, the research for 30 years, principle developed, everything developed will crash. Now the person go into footballing or mechanic and start sweating again.
Now I'm coming in based on this.
Are you understanding what I'm saying? So your destiny is anything you do and enjoy doing.
Let's come into education.
And with the intention of using it to solve human problems, to meet a need, and to render service. So there is nothing from there. That is what we're saying. Immediately you begin to get it right. Don't worry. Things that tinkles you, gives interest, that's what we say, carer. What you care for, what you have interest in. Before you know, they begin to pop up. Begin to pop up. Then, if you are so glued to it to a large extent, God can speak to you through dreams and visions.
Okay, can I ask my second question before?
Is your question answered? Yes. All right. So please, everything you are doing, do it well. When you do it to perfection according to the will of God, using truth, thinking good in that, speaking good in it, then improvement will come. Circumstances will pop up. Heaven will make you to shift to that which you are going to crystallize your training, and you find out that you master in all and measure in one thing.
Sister Susie, before you talk, I don't want the servant to shift from what he mentioned about education.
Okay.
Okay.
I get what I'm saying, because you was talking about you going into social education, so be able to continue.
I'm going in that area too, but
Okay, continue. Let's hear you. Go on.
Okay.
No problem. Let's go.
Okay. I was coming to that area because of what you said.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask, there are some persons who didn't go to school and they have something they do as a maybe destiny they are fulfilling. You understand? Then, and from the first instances you gave us, you made us understand that career has a lot to do with somebody's destiny. Now, I want to ask, for somebody to go into career, education must come first. So where I'm going is, what is the importance of education in destiny fulfillment? That is my own.
Then, if I may ask, which I will answer you, because you are not going to get it right. I'll ask you, what is education? You understand? Now, education is knowing anything in the physical world before using it.
Okay, not necessarily the classroom.
There are 3 types of education: classroom education, practical education, and divine or moral education.
Okay.
You understand? Now, if you study this watch, now what is the time? Let's start from there. Tell us, what is the time? Okay, check my own now.
This is to 8.
This is to 8. Okay, some minutes to 8. That means you are educated in the church, in the watch. Something that has to do with telling time. So being educated means knowing something in the physical world before using it. That's where now the first law of truth comes into play. Don't use any truth until you know and understand it. So education is not classroom education, which you are pointing out to, which is the least form of education.
Wow.
The least form of education, because classroom education is distributive and not creative. If you are talking about education that is creative, you talk about moral education, and you talk about moral education which has to do with divine intelligence, and you talk about practical education. You understand? Now, classroom education is teaching you what the world have seen the life God to be, or the physical world to be. That is that fulfilling a purpose. I'm talking about medical doctors. But practical education is through your garbages and personal experiences. Under the field work, the daily experiences, then you extract lesson from there, then you become practically educated, that you are speaking out of experience. You understand? Yes. Now, which many people who have classroom education don't have practical education. Am I communicating with you? That's why somebody will finish studying computer science or computer engineering in Nigeria, but he doesn't know how to tighten a screw in computer. Why? Because he went to classroom education, which is distributive but not creative. But as someone who went to learn trade on how to repair computer went to practical education, and when he comes out, he might not know how to speak grammar or call customers or to market his product, but he knows how to solve a problem. So that's an education.
So, wow.
Are you listening to me?
Exactly.
Now you now come down to divine or moral education. Moral education is now telling you, in whatever you are doing, be sincere. Use it for the good of all. Somebody who is morally educated cannot manufacture a gun and give it to somebody to go and kill someone. Cannot manufacture nkurumiri or cocaine or atomic bomb if you are morally educated. Why? Because you know that this bomb you are manufacturing is to kill human beings. A person who is morally educated, studied accounting, cannot use that her capacity or his capacity to calculate figures, to inflate contracts, or embezzle government money, because he is morally educated. You understand? So education that it comes from ignorance or from classroom without moral education is frustrating, dangerous, and destructive. And that is what the Africans are suffering today. Because everybody is clamoring to go to university to go and study. And worse still, what are they studying? They are studying something that has no power to solve problems in the society. Are you getting what I'm saying? So education, you must understand these three types of education. Moral education, which is divine intelligence, brings divine intelligence, divine wisdom. It comes through intuition, through meditation, through devotion, through insight, you know. Then, when you now talk about classroom education, which is the least, the Western world, we were preaching someday, we said, the Western people have to come and take what they brought to Africa. Because it's causing problems. Yes. You understand? Now, everybody wants to go to school. Going to school, what do you know? What are you going there to do? No practical education. You understand? Okay, so don't think that your father, who discovered how to cook egusi soup, were not educated. Who discovered how to peel yam or prepare cassava, put it in this thing, on water, and after 3 days, they ferment, they filter it, they sieve it. After sieving it, they press it. After pressing it, they cook it. After cooking it, they cook it the first one, the second one, the third time, and go to get bitter leaf. This is science. That have been tested and find out that this is it. Don't think that they are not educated to discover that the roots of bitter leaf kills people. That's why they call it olubu. You understand? The tap root, they are warning you that this thing is bitter and the root is killing people. The leaf, yes, is bitter and it solves problems. You can use it to cook. Olubu. Onebu. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So all these things are science. But immediately the Westerners come, everybody hands up. You want to go to school. You want to go to school. I don't even know where I kept my certificate. That's another problem.
And after going to school, some people are roaming about the street.
Roaming about the street, looking for jobs. So we should be very, very careful of telling somebody who is doing shoemaker or sewing clothes, like all these things you see me wearing here now, they are all Aba-made. Sunday, you say they are not educated because they don't know how to speak phonetics. Are you there? Okay. And whereas they are solving problems. So all these things are discoveries which need to be harnessed when divine wisdom comes into it. When divine moral education comes into it, they stop manufacturing things which kill people. Like witch doctors. They also have to be stripped off because they are using their education for destruction because there is no morality to it. There is no morality to it. They know how to cause rain to stop somebody who wants to do wedding and other things. Are you there? How to send thunder to go and collect or kill somebody whom they want to take the person's position. You know, all these things are science, but they are using it wrongly because there is no morality. So we are the ultimate and Jesus is the ultimate, who came not with classroom education, not only with practical education, but moral education. So that's the role of education. You understand?
Yes.
So Christianity has just begun. So you see the role of education. So whatever you spend time learning how it operates is education. Whether it is in Harvard University or at a closed door.
So not necessarily you have to go to school, you have to pass through the
School is okay. Three of this education must come together.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't go to classroom education, I won't be able to be communicating to people.
Okay.
But the classroom education, I have never preached anything I learned in university. I've never taught anything I learned from university. You get what I'm saying? Yes, this thing is a moral education, divine intelligence I am using to teach whatever I'm teaching. But there is no way I would have been able to communicate with crowd if I have not gone to Classroom education. So 3 of them is important, but the least is classroom education.
Okay. At least for somebody that will say, hey, after all, I don't need to go to school.
No. It is good because you are going to limit. You say love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you are not educated classroom-wise, how can you tell people about the things which you know and pass it to them? So education is very, very important. And we have said it in the book of excellence. Don't go to university to study anything that is not scientific.
Okay.
Yes. It's very, very destructive. You study theology, anthropology, philosophy, archaeology, sociology, political science, name them.
Zoology
and all those mass communication and nothing. All these things, when you come, you become a chaff in the society. You don't know anything because these things is just like you are studying a language. Like somebody now bragging himself, he said, what is your certificate? He said, I know how to speak Igbo. I know how to speak Igbo, I know how to speak Hausa. So every study, should be centered on science because science is practically based. And we should also rule off anywhere religion is going. If not, we should have been talking about theology, philosophy, CRK, and all those. These are nonsense. Is that okay?
Well.
Is your question answered?
Well.
All right, thank you.
So much.
All right.
Let me comment a little bit before she wraps up.
Okay.
Because we began by saying that a career or a destiny.
Yeah.
What should be the target point? As we are doing our career, should it be based on the proceeds of self-expression? So what do you want to tell me about that?
Okay, yeah. Any career, we have just said all of that, but you are just being specific. You're just being specific. Don't do anything for the sake of money. It becomes hellish when it is paper that is driving you. Money is manufactured or paper is printed or created by the government to rule people who are weak. Rule over people who are weak. And truth is created to rule people who are strong. As simple as that.
Wait.
Different government.
Different government. According to the book of Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6, he says his government will have no end. So the government we are in is the government of truth, the government of Jesus. So it's not paper government. You understand? Where somebody will be ruling because he has money or respected because he has money. You understand? So now the things which you be doing anything on earth is you check service is rendering, problem is solving, and the joy and the interest in you, and the constant in it, the continuity. For 7th laws of truth says that truth is transferable and expansive, but lie is transferable but not expansive. As lie expands, it fights one another. Just like we have churches all over the world, millions of churches, denominations, is more problems in the society. Why? Because they are preaching heresy, they are preaching lies. But if they were to be preaching truths, Jesus, who died and resurrected in truth and in the spirit, then there wouldn't be any conflict in the church because they will fulfill the 49th laws of truth. We say that truth is transferable and expansive. So your question now, I think, is relatively answered. Is that okay? So what someone needs to do, come again with your question.
Because when you enter a career, your target is to make money.
Yes. So immediately your target is to make money in anything. You have rubbished it. Because money is not a constant. It's variable. I'm going to explain to you. The 3rd laws of truth say that truth must be universal, common, and eternal. Now, if you bring dollar now and take to a person, a woman in a village, and give her $1, dollar is 1,100 naira now. 1,200. Okay. If you take it to someone in the village, he will reject it. That means money have lost value there. So it is not universal. So how can you base your existence in the physical world on something that is limited, that cannot take you beyond the grave? Can't you see you are destroying yourself? If you go to a child now that is 10 years, Africans, especially the Igbos, know the value of money at the age of 6. But I'm talking of a child that is still breast sucking, you know, at the age of 3 years. If you bring money to that person, he doesn't know. Bring 1,000 naira bill and bring 10 naira bill. He will take 10 naira because of the color. True? Yes. Okay, he doesn't know the value, nothing concerning him or her concerning that. So, money does not have value for these people. Now, go to your father, who is 80-something years, apart from corrupt Nigerian governments, governors and presidents, you know, who even on a sick bed still wants to be a president. But there are certain age someone who gets to, money will no longer mean anything for that person. So, when you now base your career on this, you are finished. Because after you shall have gotten that, you'll be in hell while living here on earth. Because the more you continue getting money, the more you want to get more and more. But you must live above money and concentrate all your attention on rendering service and solving problems, so that whether money come or did not come, you continue enjoying what you are doing. You know, money is a means to an end, not an end itself. So nobody should work for the sake of money.
Because you know, if you come to most people, anything they want to learn, or they say they are looking at the money first.
Yes.
They're earning.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't go there. Just like what happened, what you are discussing. You see a lot of people going to get a job. Not actually that this is what
they drive joy in it, but for the sake of money. That's why you see somebody who read petrochemical engineer, petrochemical engineer, you see him, he become a cashier. Because he's a frustrated person. He doesn't want, he can't continue in that career. He become a cashier. How can petrochemical engineer work with cashier? Are you an accountant? Are you a man? Did you study ICANN? What are you doing with currency? So it's this dysfunctionality that is bringing collision and competition in the society. And it is only us that can sort this problem. When you now begin to tell people, go and look for your destiny. Use truth to discover who you are, who God is, and what you came into this world to be. Then one person, one career, one person, one career, one person, one career, one person, one career. Nigeria is how many? 200 million. So if 2 million people alone would be able to discover their destiny and their career, if there can be any problem again in the world, in Nigeria, in the world by extension, then I'm not a man of God. So we are looking for 1 million Nigerians through the offshoots of the New Jerusalem and the movement and the laws of truth and the book of excellence and the messages of the New Jerusalem. 1 million people before 2030 or 2040 that will be able to discover their destiny and fulfill their purpose. Then Nigeria will become the most blessed nation in the world, as written in the book of excellence.
Powerful. Okay, one more question before we close.
Okay.
For example, I know as we are speaking now, there's a teenager out there or someone who is already writing SSC and is thinking of going to the university.
Okay.
And the person might be thinking, because I've come across a lot of them, they ask this question and you see them being confused, like, I don't know the course to study in the school. I think I have my younger staff sometime asking, I don't know what to study. Should I go for this? Should we go for this? You know, you see the person in confusion. Then at a point, you also see some parents choosing a course, a career for their children, whether they like it or not. Now, what I want to say is this. For somebody to be able to actualize destiny as through the course he has read, what should somebody look out for before choosing a career? Or what are the necessary steps someone should take before choosing a career or a course of study?
A course of study. That's very interesting. We have ruled off all the social courses.
Okay.
Then there is a social science that ought to be studied, like accounting. Yeah? Like accounting. Education. Okay, it's a social science, right?
Yes.
So all these social sciences need to be studied. However, when you want to study something like economics, okay, then economics is still going to fade as far as New Jerusalem is concerned, because we are we are bringing the book of wealth, and our financial classes would cut off all this graph they are drawing. After drawing the graph, nothing is in it. Okay, so a child, one, would study any course that is scientific. Then the basis of science is mathematics. You understand? Any course any person is studying must be mathematically inclined. Okay. Because nobody owns mathematics. It's a science, and it is the father of sciences, and it is the language of nature, and nature is built upon that. So when you now make this thing, mathematics, a base of your study, then you now pick all other sciences, chemistry, physics, biology. Okay, then in the social sciences, you begin to see accounting and all that. Fine. Then you go into secondary school, studying sciences. Then any course that you derive joy in doing, studying, deepen it, and that become your career. Because what career is talking about, going by the definition we have given, beyond dictionary definition, is what you have interest in, something you care for. So a father is supposed not to tell you what to study in a university. Just like so many people who go to church, they say that you have call of God. And the person will tell you that 30 pastors has told me that I have call of God. Now, if you go and begin to become a man of God because a pastor say, is that pastor going to cast out demon for you? Like when you have a spiritual attack, the pastor will no longer be there. Now, a pastor have told you, has he told demon? Have you convinced demon spirits that you are called? So it's a personal experience. Now what we are talking about, Gabby Gaze. Your personal experience. So you now going into sciences, studying scientific things, using mathematics as a bench, as a base. Now you know what you have flavor. Now, that thing which you have flavor, don't be surprised. Someone who have done that, a spirit who wants you to propagate that, is that thing that is giving you intuition. You can sleep at night and you begin to see vision on how to solve this, on how to solve this. Then you continue climbing. Then that becomes your destiny and your career as well. You know? Yeah. But if you now study sociology, anthropology, there is no way you can find career out of it. Are you listening to me? Just like what we discussed one day in our teaching. A prophet telling you that you're a football star is a deception. Because football is not in creation. Football is not in creation. You can't say that this person is a football star as a prophet. God will tell you that, no, I didn't create any person a footballer. So whatever course you're doing, is that?
Yes, sir.
Use maths as a base, which is universal to all science courses.
Okay.
Then when you find it there, then all other complementary scientific courses you are now studying, check the one that you derive joy, you care for, you have interest in. That will be your career. Continue developing to it. And don't stop at BSc. You understand? When after BSc, you continue. So that you go extra mile in that course to bring things that have not been into being by using the known to conquer the unknown. Thank you.
Great. Powerful. This is really amazing. You know, I find this topic very interesting because a lot of persons have limited knowledge to just classroom education. And mainly we talked about career. The first thing that came into the mind of people was school and all of that. And people have forgotten that education is not just classroom, but when you are able to go into learning of whatever you want to do. So today we have spoken extensively, and God has used the servant to explain, you know, in his usual way, you know, these things in details. And I believe you have learned something. You have learned a lot. I have come to discover that your career has a relationship with your destiny. It all depends on how you understand that word career, which made us to understand it is something you care for, something you have interest in, you have passion for, you know, something that, you know, tickles you. Let me use that word, as he said. So these are the things that by the time you find yourself doing it, you are doing it because you find pleasure in them. And you're doing it because you want to render service. And by the time you see yourself doing those things, you see that you don't feel bored, you don't feel tired, you don't feel exhausted, rather you see yourself enjoying it. And then it made us to understand that anything you are doing, don't do it because of money, because that is what have deceived a lot of people and made people to miss track. Even when it is not your thing, even when it doesn't give you pleasure or satisfaction, or you don't find fulfillment, but because of the money, you go in there. Some people have ended up being destroyed, being deceived, and, you know, losing their lives and their destinies because they are pursuing money. So today, we have learned so much. You don't pursue money, you pursue your career, and also realize that as you are expressing that which you know how to do, you are fulfilling destiny. And there's something also very spectacular he made us to understand, that there is a difference between purpose and there's a difference between purpose and destiny. A lot of people are just fulfilling purpose without fulfilling destiny. And you might say, what is he talking about? When you're helping someone to fulfill his destiny, you are fulfilling purpose. So try to discover your destiny. And someone will say, what is destiny? It is an extension of what another person has built on, where you are able to discover it, develop it, and people begin to build on that. You are living out another generation. So I'm not here to preach or to say further, but it's just a summary of what we have learned today. And last of all, we also understand the place of education in all we are doing. So know that classroom education, moral education and practical education are very, very important. But he said classroom education is the least of all, because you need the moral education and the practical one to be able to do or to be creative, and also be able to guide yourself in what you do. Because when you have these things, you will not misuse the other. So the classroom education only helps you to distribute, just like he is able to communicate to you now. So that is through the aid of classroom education. So all these things are very, very important. And I believe you have really learned something today. So as you go out there, are you a student? You don't know what to do as a course. You have already heard it all. Don't just go and begin to study anthropology, zoology, and all of that just because you want to go to school. Sit down and pick a subject, a course, and begin to do it. Those ones who find interest, or you say develop them. From there you find how to fly and how to get to where you're going. And guess what? You will not just be doing it, but you'll be finding satisfaction.
Satisfaction. That's interesting. And the things I want to know about that which you're saying, there is difference from human efforts. I'm talking of people who are suffocating, doing something.
Yes.
And self-realization. In human effort, you continue suffocating, shuttling, you know, doing on the periphery, struggling. You walk like elephant, you eat like an ant.
Yes.
But when you find self-realization, you know, it continues to expand infinitely.
Yes.
So you should know, self-realization is like finding the God in you and having that willingness to do what?
Express.
Thank you. Then you have realized that you are different in the whole wide world.
Yes.
And on being different, you don't even have to compare yourself with another person. You are just there 24/7 to solve problems. So it's very, very important. Yeah.
The capital is say no competition in destiny.
In destiny.
So you are meant to complement each other. And I hope you are blessed. Thank you very much. We celebrate God for that. And please don't forget to pick our wonderful book here with me, the Book of Excellence. And I want you to know that this book has so much to teach. Especially we talked about morality. You see, the ministry of morality is in this book. Pick it and learn more about morality. Morality is very, very important in whatever you do, okay? Get it across to your colleagues in the office, your employers, your employees, give it to your wife, to your husband, and circulate it. Let's change the world. We also have the laws of truth. The laws of truth, like I said, everything you see us discuss, talk about, all of them are here. Are you a teacher? Are you a proprietor? Are you a lecturer? Are you a pastor? Are you in whatever field? See, this can be your study plan. Do you know that? All these things we have been talking about today, even today's topic, everything is found here. Please get one. It's not just limited to us alone. Get one and go and expand it. Tutor people, teach them, impact lives, and you shall remain blessed. Just pick a copy and circulate it. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the like button, and also don't forget to comment. Tell us how you feel about us and about the teachings. And also don't forget to share. I come your way some other time. I am Divine Susan. Bye.